President Trump fired back one day after the House voted 420-0 to make the findings of the Mueller report public, insisting there should not even be a report. Here now is Ken Starr, former independent counsel under President Clinton, a Fox News contributor and author of Contempt, a memoir of the Clinton investigation. Good to see you tonight. I want to start with what it looks like when people start to wrap things up. You pass things on to Robert Ray, whom I've had on my daytime show. And so I just want to know, if you're doing things like the lead prosecutor, Andrew Weissman, going on to other things, that was announced this week. But oppositionally, you're putting resources in to fund this probe by Mueller until September. So what does it look like? What did those things mean to you?
Well, it means there's still wrap-up work to be done. Apparently, he is clearly in a phase-down mode. But it takes a while. It takes weeks and perhaps even months to bring everything to conclusion, get all the sentencing done, and so forth. And, of course, he owes this confidential report to the Attorney General. So there's work to do.
So is there any doubt that we're going to get to see that? I mean, did anybody listen to what, at the confirmation hearing, what William Barr said, our new AG? He's been an AG before, so he knows people are going to be listening and writing down his words. And he said, look, I have a good relationship with Robert Mueller. Reportedly, that caught some people in the White House by surprise. And he was sincere about how long they'd known each other and that he fully intended to release it according to rules and regulations. So why 420 trying to get to see it if he already said he'd do it?
Well, it may be because folks are starting to read the regulations, and the regulations bind Bill Barr until he says, I'm doing away with these regulations. The regulations, as you know, Harris, require the special counsel to just present a, quote, confidential report. That's a key word, isn't it? To the Attorney General. Then under the regulations, and these are regulations that have been in effect for 20 years, and they go back to the Clinton years, those regulations then call upon the Attorney General to notify the Congress with an explanation of certain actions that he took. The regulations under which Bob Mueller was appointed do not contemplate a report to Congress. So it's sort of, oh my goodness, we have apparently just not been aware here at the House of Representatives that there really is no genuine reporting requirement. Now, we'll see. The Attorney General is very able. He's got a lot of discretion. All
right. I want to get to this real quickly. March 5th, John Brennan said Mueller's last indictments could come Friday, which that was 2 weeks ago. Let's watch.
I wouldn't be surprised if, for example, this week on Friday, not knowing anything about it, but Friday is the day that the grand jury indictments come down. And also this Friday is better than next Friday because next Friday is the 15th of March, which is the Ides of March. And I don't think Robert Mueller will want to have that dramatic flair of the Ides of March when he is going to be delivering what I think are going to be his indictments, the final indictments, as well as the report that he gives to the Attorney General.
Woo! 10 days ago, former director CIA reading some tea leaves that I must have put in my teapot. Because, I mean, how could he get it so wrong?
Well, it's speculation, and he obviously does not have the gift of prophecy. His prophecy did not come true. And I really do think it doesn't serve the country, the American people, well when people sit around, and I try to avoid making these kinds of, frankly, idle predictions. It maybe gets viewership interested, but it's not a public service.
Interesting. Ken Starr, thank you for your perspective and expertise on this. Good to see you tonight.
Good to see you, Harris.